If you're seeing a Tinkercad simulation error, don't worry. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the most common causes and the fastest fixes so you can get your circuit running again. This is one of those issues that can feel confusing at first, but most of the time it comes down to wiring, component values, code, or even your browser settings. By the end of this tutorial, you'll know exactly how to troubleshoot it step by step. If this video helps, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more simple software tutorials just like this. Let's get started. First, check for short circuits in your circuit. Open your Tinkercad project and carefully trace every wire. Look for any positive wire touching a negative wire directly without a component in between, because that can instantly create a short and trigger the simulation error. Also, make sure your components are placed correctly on the breadboard. A very common mistake is bridging the center gap the wrong way, especially with resistors or LEDs. If a component is inserted incorrectly, it can silently connect the wrong rows and cause the simulator to stop. Tinkercad will often shut down the simulation when it detects what looks like an infinite current draw, because it is trying to protect the virtual circuit from unrealistic behavior. So take your time here and inspect every connection closely. Next, validate your component values. Check the resistor values in your circuit and make sure none of them are accidentally set to 0 ohms or an extreme value like 1 gigaohm. Values like that can break the simulation math and prevent the circuit from running correctly. If you are using an LED, double check the polarity. The anode, which is usually the longer leg, should go to the positive side, and the cathode should go to the negative side. If the LED is wired backward, especially without a proper current limiting resistor, the simulation can fail or behave unpredictably. So even if everything looks fine visually, it is worth opening each component and confirming the exact value and orientation. Now let's move on to code, because if you are using Codeblocks or Arduino inside Tinkercad, the problem may be in the script rather than the wiring. Look for infinite loops or overly aggressive code that runs without any delay. If your program is constantly executing too fast, it can freeze the browser tab or overload the simulator. Also scan for syntax errors like missing semicolons, unclosed brackets, or red highlights in the editor. Those are often easy to miss, but they can prevent the simulation from starting properly. In some cases, the Tinkercad engine and your browser are both trying to process too much at once, and that is when you see messages like simulation error or connection to server. If the code is correct and the wiring looks fine, the next step is to fix browser and performance issues. Go into your browser settings and search for system, then make sure hardware acceleration is turned on. This can make a big difference because Tinkercad circuits relies on WebGL and JavaScript to calculate the simulation smoothly. If hardware acceleration is off, the simulator may fail to initialize or crash during startup. You should also clear cookies and site data for the last 24 hours, especially if the error started happening suddenly. Old cache data can interfere with the simulation handshake and cause loading issues. After clearing the data, refresh Tinkercad and try again. If needed, close extra tabs or restart your browser so it has more resources available. At this point, you should have checked the main causes one by one: wiring, component values, code, and browser performance. In most cases, one of those fixes solves the issue right away. The key is to troubleshoot in a logical order instead of randomly changing everything at once. Start with the circuit, then the code, and then the browser. That approach saves time and makes it much easier to find the real problem. If you want more quick tutorials like this, be sure to subscribe, and if this video helped you fix your Tinkercad simulation error, give it a thumbs up so more people can find it too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.